it's Betsy from Cuttin Corners Vinyl in Nederland, Texas, and today we have a fun video for you. I'm going to show you some extreme layering techniques today. So as you can see, we have this Aloha shirt right here. And this file is available on our Patreon page for our $10 or more a month supporters. It is something that you can use to resell up to 50 uses. But as you can tell, there are several different colors and textures in here. We have black, Bahama blue, bright pink, and green apple, so that's 4 colors of Thermaflex plus. Plus we have the yellow hollow by the Pearl Flex, and then we have Galaxy Black Glitter Flex. So there are 6 different colors of vinyl in here all together, and I'll show you some of the tips and tricks that I use to make it where things line up the easiest. Now, before we jump into today's video, all of our Thermaflex Plus is on sale this week all the way through May 31st. So they're on sale for $2.96 a sheet. They're typically $4 a piece, and they're 12 by 15 inch. And I did use 2 of the new colors. The Bahama blue and the bright pink are new colors, but look how amazing that looks. And don't forget that we are doing the drawing for our ginormous scrap box right here on June the 4th for our 4-year anniversary. Plus, we're gonna still do our regular drawing as well. But as you can see, this thing keeps growing because any of the projects, so all these pieces that are on this shirt, the Bahama blue, the Galaxy Black, the bright pink, the green apple, the yellow hollow pearl, they're all in that box. Now, if you'll give me a moment to change the camera angle, I'll show you how we made this shirt. Okay, so the first thing that we want to do is download our summer design, which I'm going to use our Aloha file right here. And as you can see, I uploaded 5 new SVGs today for our $10 or more a month Patreon supporters. And you can find these on our Patreon page, which is www.patreon.com/BetsyGocher. I clicked on the red link, and now I'm going to click on Save. Now I'm going to go down here to Cricut Design Space, click Upload. Go to Upload again, Browse, select the Aloha file and click Open. There we go. Now we're going to click Save. And Insert Image. So now there's our image. Okay, now I want to change the size of this design because right now it's at 9.219, and typically for a t-shirt, the standard size design is 10.5 inches wide. So now we have our Aloha. Now, one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste. So now we have 2 copies of the same thing, and there's a reason for that. Hold on. Let me move this down. Ungroup. I'm going to delete the Aloha because I want to have a solid black background for all of my colors. So now I'm going to go ahead and weld that together. So there is our black background. Now I'm going to take the word Aloha. We're going to go ahead and weld that together. Give it a second. Okay. And now I want to change the color because I'm going to cut the background in plain black Thermaflex Plus. The word Aloha, I'm going to cut in the Galaxy Black Glitter. So we're going to go ahead and change that down just to gray so we can see a difference in it. Okie dokie. And now that that's done, I want to go ahead and make the 2 that I've already welded together disappear. So now I'm going to first take the pistol, I think is what that's called, from the first flower. And we're going to go ahead and weld that yellow piece together. Again, once it's welded, we can get rid of it. Now I'm going to take and weld together all the pieces of the blue flower. So holding down the shift key, I just use my mouse and select each piece. weld. Again, making it disappear. Now we want to skip over all the black, weld our yellow together. We'll go ahead and weld our orange. There we go. Again, the yellow for the pink flower. Weld. And now our pink pieces of our hibiscus. Hibiscus are actually one of my favorite flowers or plants. I had a couple of them for a long time, and I didn't kill them, which was surprising enough, and then Layla dug them up and they died. Okay, so now that's welded together. Now I'm going to go ahead and scroll up to the top and just click on the little eyeball icon. So that way I can't see any of those pieces. Now I'm going to select all these tiny little black pieces, and we're going to go ahead and delete that. So now, as you can see, we just have our pieces that we need for our design. So there's pink, yellow, orange, yellow, blue, yellow, aloha in gray, and then our black piece. And then see if you put that behind it. Now it's all one solid piece. Now we're going to go ahead and click on Make It. And we do want to make sure we remember to mirror each piece. And we are mixing pearl, glitter, and regular Thermoflex Plus. So everything except for the black glitter piece will be cut on regular HTV. So let's double check again to make sure everything is done. Perfect. Now let's go ahead and click on Continue. Okay, I'm going to choose Everyday Iron-On. Now if you'll give me a moment to change the camera angle, I'll show you how to put this shirt together. So as you can see, I have my white t-shirt laid out. I have it laid out over my Steady Betty, which this is from SteadyBetty.com. I purchased it at the Houston Quilt Show a few years ago, and I use it all the time. So as you can see here at the top of my shirt, I have my 15-inch t-shirt guide laid out because my Steady Betty is 15 by 24 inches, so you buy the size for what you're pressing on. It definitely gives you, so that way you can see that when you line your edges up at the top and on the sides, that's what gives you your perfect center. So I have already cut the vinyl, and we're going to go layer by layer, and I'm going to explain to you why I am layering it the way that I am. So the first color we're going to start with is our black layer. So we're going to go ahead and fold that in half, just like we always do, creating a center mark. There we go. Move our t-shirt guide. Now, one thing I will recommend for you to do if you are doing any type of design that is this many colors is always print out something like this. This shows what the art is supposed to look like, and then I have my colors written down on there as well. So because we're layering this, we only want to tack it down. So we're going to go for about 5 seconds or so on each half of this, because my Cricut Easy Press is only 9 inches. There we go. So now we're going to go ahead and remove that clear plastic layer. And for the regular Thermoflex Plus, I have the Easy Press set on 330 degrees. Now, what might surprise you is the next color I'm going to go ahead and do is our glitter piece. And part of the reason why I'm going ahead and doing our glitter layer, because typically you'd want to save that for last, is because the more times you heat transfer vinyl, the more it's going to stretch and change shape. It's a lot easier to line up that glitter layer right now than it is 5 colors in, because as you can see, this is a blue, pink, orange, black, yellow, and then a glitter black. That's what, 5, 6 colors? It's a lot of colors. So there we go. And you could easily leave it where all your flowers were the same, but what fun is that? So now we're going to start adding on our flowers. There we go. And I can put on 2 flowers at once for this because the pink can go on by itself last. But we're using black, Galaxy Black Glitter. This is green apple, and then what I have in my hand is the new Bahama Blue. But you can see what I mean, how that's already changing where it doesn't line up exact. So we got to play around with it a little bit. There we go. Looks pretty good. Now again, I'm going to cover and just tack it on. Now I've been asked many a time, does heat transfer get overheated? Now, if you overheat heat transfer, it's typically going to be because you're heating a vinyl on a much hotter temperature than what it should be heated on. So say we're like when we go to work with a pearl, if I were heating that on this 330 degree temperature, it would overheat it and melt it. But doing this, no, you're not going to overheat and melt. So next we're going to use the new bright pink. So we're using 2 new colors. There we go. Pretty darn near close to perfect. Again, cover and hold. So now, again, we're going to go for the 5 to 7 seconds or so to tack it down. Okay. Oop. Looks good. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to cover, and we're going to go ahead and heat for our final pressing the full 15 seconds, because that makes sure that these colors that have to be heated for that 330 degrees are exactly where we want them to be. So we're going to do that in 2 sections. And then we're going to take and adjust our heat press temperature down, because when you are working with a pearl or a deco film, the temperature that it is required to heat at is much lower. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is go to temp, and we're going to put that down on 300 degrees. So now that's going to slowly cool. Hold on. Hold on. Turn that off. Turn that on. That's the first time that that's ever done that to me. Wanting to keep increased temperature. And we're going to go to timer and bring the time down, because that only heats for 8 seconds. Okay. So as you can see, that's what it looks like. It looks really, really good, nice and bright. I'm very pleased with it. So again, the pearls can be layered. So this is the yellow hollow pearl. So we just got to place that on there. Place that one on there. And place that on there. Now, if you really get up close and look, which I'm going to zoom you in because that is still cooling down, you can see that pink does not line up exactly right because it's gotten hot and it's stretched. I could have worked with it a little bit more, trimmed it apart to make it where it lined up better, but for this, it really isn't that big of a deal. But other than that, everything else is lining up pretty well. But look how good that looks. And I'm going to see if I can zoom you in. Nope, you're not going to be able to see the texture. I was hoping that if I zoomed you in far enough that you would be able to see the texture so you would understand what I mean by the texture's what tells you that it is adhered well. Okay. So now that thing is cool. So now we're going to go ahead and press. There we go. And then section 2. Which I think I could have almost fit all 3 of them in the same one, but there we go. Now, again, this color, the pearls, you have to wait till they're cool to peel. So let's see. Not cool enough yet. Now that one's cool enough. Okay, now we're going to cover again, and this time we're just going to heat it for a couple of seconds, 3 at the most. Okay, and that is done. Now look how good that shirt looks. Now if you'll give me a minute to change the camera angle, we'll go over everything we just did. Hopefully you like this video. If you do, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button right down below. And if you hit the notification bell icon next to it, that will help notify you when I post new videos, which is every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But I guess that's it. So we shall see you on Friday.